I've been with U.S. Cellular for years now. They asked me to tell you about their special customer event, Us Days. Exclusive deals, like up to $1,200 for any new phone. So I said, if I'm going to be on TV, think I can get hair and makeup? And I even got a manicure, too.
Us Days at U.S. Cellular. Get up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
Hi everybody, Danielle Seifert here to show you amazing open houses we're hosting this weekend. Let's take a look. I've been working in metro real estate for 20 years, and with my team in Prairie Trail, we've been helping families find their perfect home in my hometown, Ankeny. We can't wait to see you this weekend at our open houses. Talk with you soon.
Good morning. Welcome, everybody, to Ankeny High School. Eddie Pollack, Tyson Landmesser here as we've got matinee soccer set to go with the Hawks of Ankeny High taking on Davenport North, the Wildcats. So we get set to go here, Davenport North, on a quick turnaround after a game last night against Southeast Polk as they went to extra time there before falling 3-2 in overtime. Hawks have had a good start to their season, very good start to their season right now. Great win the other night against Waukee as they are decked out in white. You're going to have a tough time apologizing in advance already because viewing things might be difficult today with yellow and white uniforms out there on the field, as we'll try to keep you abreast of what's going on out there throughout the course of the morning. This is the Hawks in white as they will be working right to left on the screen today as they cycle through things right now all the way back in the back end. It's all quite shadowy as the games played here in the morning present a brand new set of challenges with right now on the screen. It's probably going to look pretty dark for everybody running around on the screen with the sun going on behind them, but that is Davenport North right now with the ball as they try to cycle through things right now. Tyson, little feeling out process by both teams here early on.
Yeah, it's early. Davenport came out in their 4-3-3, a similar formation they played last night watching their game against Southeast Polk. You mentioned earlier that they had a quick turnaround. We got to watch a little bit of that in preparation for this game. Ankeny came out in their 5-3-2-1-2 formation, really trying to accentuate the use of those outside wing backs this year.
Ball goes out the back end. Dockendorf will take the goal kick. It is a windy day, but I'm not sure there's a particular advantage for either team as we have the wind blowing in our face here in the press box, which, again, you probably notice that during the starting lineups as you listen to our crowd mic. That is another challenge here of the spring sports season. This is Landon Quinn set to take the throw in for Davenport North, the Wildcats. 1-1 on the season, early season for them right now, as that ball never really did go in bounds. I'm not sure that wind is going to, any throws up the sideline, that is going to wreak havoc.
Yeah, if I was coaching this game, I'd tell my goalie anything that you're kicking long definitely goes out to the east side of the stadium and lets the wind drop back. If you're trying to kick to the west side of the stadium, you're just going to lose it immediately.
Loader tries to control the ball, kicks it back to Cobo. Am I saying that correctly? Keaton Cobo.
Keaton Cobo, yeah.
Yeah.
He's had a really nice start to the season this year. He's really playing well. Ankeny's got a lot of young talent, but some good seniors as well to really round out the mix.
Wildcats putting pressure as the Hawks try to cycle through things on the back end. Set for another throw in here from Quinn. Again, he has a tough time throwing it in. We've seen a lot of teams as all the different techniques of throwing the ball in get put all over social media, and the strength that so many people have behind it. Seen some of those side throw-ins act as like corner kicks, which today from this home side that could be quite difficult. But man, over there on that visitor side of the field, that could actually play into your favor quite a bit on a long throw-in. Let that wind get behind you. We're talking 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts going on out here right now, and it is something you certainly have to play for. And these day games, it's always worse. As we still continue to work through here right now, what we've also seen the wind lead to is some low-scoring games here to start the year. And if you like soccer, you found the right place, because I'm 5 for 6 on games going to at least double overtime this year. So we'll see how this morning works out.
I don't think we can top the last game we called together. Right? That was amazing, and just went crazy with the 14 PKs and some controversy in the middle there. Crazy stuff.
I thought I may be heading that direction last night as went to 10 PKs as Scott Catholic was taking on Centennial. Hawks on a little run here.
Useful ball there to Jimenez.
Jimenez knocks it out over there on the side. Loader had a touch on the inside as well. You know these kids a lot better than I do. I can't see the numbers across the field. There's a long kick in and the header comes out. As Ripley knocks it back out, they're going to cycle through things here with McMillan. Back on the inside to Jimenez. And now a little opportunity up the side, a little too much on it there, and not going to be able to get to it on the far side.
Yeah, Brian has just really impressed me this year. He's really technical, really good with the ball at his feet, great distribution, and he's got a really powerful shot from anywhere from 30 yards. He's deadly and really accurate on frame.
Davenport North, they're going to try to cycle back through, but you got to be dangerous right now. Tough to control things right there. Down through the middle, nice footwork by Bench, but he's tripped up, nothing called. Hawks get the ball back and quickly turn it back over.
Cal was making the right move there, but he just got dispossessed, and it happens. And here we go down to the other direction.
Malachi Thornburg pushes things ahead, but the Hawks going to cycle things back through Dockendorf on the back end. Dockendorf has also had a really nice start to his season. The sophomore goalkeeper, seen him make some clutch saves early on here. See that ball staying low as they try to make those long passes.
Yeah, anything up in the air is going to get affected, so keeping it on the turf with the nice turf here and even a little bit worn out turf. Oh, there's a good pass.
Yeah, everybody on sides here, and nice job by the
goalkeeper there.
Yeah, Carter steps out. Excuse me, that's Drew Franklin steps out. Cuts off the angle and makes a save. Hawks get the ball back here, though, with Wahlberg. Wahlberg goes over the top.
That was Loader trying to drop the ball back to Wahlberg.
You know, you talk about good starts to the year as we were preparing for this game this morning and watching a little bit of Southeast Polk and Davenport North last night. Southeast Polk 6-0 to start the year. Soccer program has grown by leaps and bounds over the last 3 years.
That was a tightly contested match last night. Good to didn't go and watch it in person, but did catch it streaming. And I may be biased, but Ankeny Activities Network does a really good job. They just basically had a nice feed. It was good, but no commentation, no discussion, no description.
Kind of like to make people aware of what kids are doing what when they do it. We are 7 minutes into this one this morning.
A little give and go action there.
Up the far side, trying to keep it in bounds. Hope people can tell a little bit about what's going on. I didn't really think about the morning game and how much it would affect the picture right now with the sun being behind everybody. Very shadowy out there.
Got a little late tackle there on a ball, and so Davenport will get the free kick.
Davenport North schedules a couple. We see this with a lot of teams making early season, especially overnight trips. We saw Scott Catholic in town last night. We're taking on Centennial, and now today they'll go down to take on Dowling. That's a boy-girl doubleheader, and so that was a lot of fun to watch girls soccer right before a boys game, similar to basketball. You had a lot of fans there as well. Kind of a fun setup last night, and obviously Davenport North then doing something similar right now. Coming in last night to take on Southeast Polk. It is a quick turnaround for these guys, but with the club season that these guys go through, it's probably not much for them, not nearly as a big of adjustment for them as it is for some of the parents and the broadcasters have to do this stuff as well.
On average, a soccer club team will play 3 in a weekend, so really not a big deal for them. But, tired legs can be a thing, depends on how long the bench is.
So with soccer tournaments, obviously I'm a lot more familiar with how volleyball, softball tournaments is. And we're back here at Ankeny High School. Apologize for the internet issues here this morning, but it appears that we're back and rolling right now. Early goal here for Ankeny has set things up nicely.
Yeah, I'm not real certain when we dropped, but again, it was Landon Benj made a great one-on-one move, beat his guy, and kicked it across the front of the goal, and Loader got a nice heel kick in on it and just dropped it right into the goal.
Hawks trying to get things moving once again. They've done a nice job of possessing the ball here early on today. As again, the morning games, just everything just feels a little different right now. Sun pushing in on us. Even makes it tough to see the equipment a little bit. So we got the looks there. Another chance for the Hawks, and another goal up the far side. That was Benj, right?
Yeah, Landon Benj. Again, just great acceleration and beat near post and tucked it in the corner side there.
Benj has been involved in both goals so far here today. Had an assist on the first one.
I want to say Brian Jimenez got the assist on that one. It was a nice pass, put Benj into space, and he just accelerated past the defender.
So yeah, quick 2-0 lead for the Hawks here this morning. Benj was shot out of a cannon up that right side. Again, saw the goal coming from across the field. That crosser with a nice breeze behind him. Stolen back again. Hawks starting to assert a little bit of strength here as they push it ahead. Benj might have another opportunity from the side as they clear it out. Now might have a chance. No, they keep it inbounds. Thought we might have a chance for that corner kick looking throw in from the far side. Hawks rotating through with each other. Might want to send this thing across here and restart things. They sneak it through. Benj once again. Benj slide tackle, it goes out of bounds, and there will be a corner kick for the Hawks. Corner kicks all season long, brought to you by the Iowa Rush Soccer Club, huge supporters of not only soccer but all sports here in Ankeny. Visit them at iowarush.com. Registration now open for the fall season. As Iowa Rush, not just in Ankeny, they're statewide. You can catch them all over the place at many of their satellite locations. Rush, VSA Rush. They have
a location up in Waverly.
They do, yeah. Pella.
Pella, Rush South. I didn't know this. Rush is the largest single soccer organization for youth soccer in the world. Oh,
I did not know that either. I was just with them the other day. They haven't told me that yet. I see them about every week to talk with Kirk. I've been exchanging some text messages with him already this morning. North tries to possess it as they push it up the side, but a little bit too much on it there. And a little miscommunication on the throw-in. So this will be Malachi Thornburg. Gives it up to J.C. Nucci.
I don't know if if I saw it quite that way, but the AR was pretty adamant that what he saw, and he has a better angle than I do. So,
well, again, I had a new appreciation for these officials. Last night had the three-man crew did both games, and towards the end, and both games go to double overtime shootout. You saw officials going down with the cramping. Don't see that very often, especially in this weather, but when you're out there for 5 hours running around, you can certainly understand that. There's be a yellow card issued there to Davenport North.
It was number 7. I don't have my lineup in front of me.
That is Shakura Lalif.
Yeah, that was a late tackle and really unnecessary. It just that's why the yellow card's there. Make sure the guy knows not to do that. He gets 5 minutes on the bench in high school soccer, slightly different than other forms of soccer, but he gets 5 minutes to think about it and to calm down a little bit.
Long kick in, and that's just goes over top of the goal. And does not appear we've had any ball boys around today, so it takes a little while to go track down the balls. There we go. We got one coming in from the side. And see where it came from there, but those guys probably get just as good a workout as anybody during the course of these games. So another corner kick, another Iowa Rush corner kick coming in from the side. Can't see who is that. Wahlberg down there taking the kick.
That appears who yep.
Yep, they go short. Good decision into this wind. Back to the middle and knocked out of there by Davenport North. North trying to push things ahead. That's Javier Alvarado, and as they cycle back through, they're going to go back to Dockendorf once again. Boy, there was something I had never heard in soccer until I worked with you last week about that 2-0 lead being so hard to protect, and I've seen 3 of them now that have dissipated on teams. So it is, I don't know what the mentality is behind that 2-0 lead, but the very next night I was working with our Centennial color gal, and she said the exact same thing at 2-0, and it was quickly went away.
It's amazing how fast it can go, and it doesn't matter the level. I was watching a English Premier League game before I came, just kind of getting ready for the soccer for the day, and Austin Villa gave up a 2-0 lead to Rentonville, and they actually went down to 3-2. So let's pray that this doesn't go that way.
Little opening there to get through the middle, but on the trying to get it through everybody was Ripley. And Davenport North, the Wildcats were converging on him. Long crosser through, stepping in to knock it out of there was Stam Stahula. Try to push it through once again, but the Hawks just have a good shape here going offensively. They have everybody right where they want them, maybe getting a little tight with everything, not putting as much pressure on the North defense as you might hope, but got to keep everybody in scoring position as well. And that ball just slid right behind Kobo.
It was kind of a good leave. He was trying to make sure that the ball just went on past so they didn't have to but just with this wind and just that little bit of angle, it slid out of bounds on him. So we'll mark up and restart the ball.
Cycling things back through once again. You go back through Tucker List as he pushes things forward, but Hawks are right there to keep things on their end. Maybe a little bit of an advantage to the Hawks with the wind blowing a little bit out of the southeast, but not sure it's not nearly as much as that east. A lot more east than it is south. Davenport North trying on the run out, trying to get things ahead to Thornburg. He controls it. Thornburg pushing up through, trying to penetrate that defense, knocks it back out. This is Landon Quinn with the ball right now. Gonna run out of room here. We've got everything shut up today with a wind out here, so we can't reach our corners right now with the camera. Hawks gonna get possession back. Jimenez pushes it forward. Benj had to stay on sides, couldn't sneak behind the defense. Now they've got another opportunity here with Wahlberg. Dribbles through, now Bench. He can shoot through. He can keep himself on sides. Bench, nice move. He's tripped up, and there's going to be a foul and a great opportunity here for the Hawks.
That was good timing by the Davenport North player. He stepped in and took that right where he needed to. That's Stam Stakala. He stepped out of the box to make sure that foul, if he had to give the foul, was outside the box. And it's still in a very dangerous area, but didn't give up a PK.
So Wildcats are going to set up a 4, 5, 6-man wall, it looks like right now, and try to set things up for Franklin to be able to make a save. We'll see how the Hawks elect to play this. Wahlberg standing over the ball right now. They might just try to switch an angle. Yeah, I like where they're I like this idea of sending Ripley over here, down here to the left. Takes one away from the wall, and that shot goes up through the uprights. Not worth any points in high school soccer. That's the angle's almost too close as you're trying to go over the wall and then keep that thing right down inside the goal.
Yeah, I think he kind of wants that one back. He kind of looked up and went, that wasn't quite his best, what he felt his best effort. But still, Ankeny putting a lot of pressure on Davenport with this situation and with the wind.
18.5 minutes remaining here in this first period, first half, as Hawks are out to a 2-0 lead. That ball just hung up in the air. Yeah. Wildcats on the move. They had a man on sides. That was J.C. Nucci. This is Alvarado dribbling around, going to cycle things back once again. Send things back through Sehula. Lincoln Sanderson in the game now for Ankeny.
Welcome back. I think we've got our heat issues fixed right now as we get rolling here again. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first period as Ankeny is out to a 2-0 lead on Davenport North. Don't often stream during the day. Learning all sorts of stuff about streaming during the daytime right now, and especially on a day with 30-mile-an-hour winds blowing in our face. All sorts of fun stuff to add to it right now.
Bright sun through the window and hitting directly on the equipment makes things get a little too hot.
Of course, got to keep the windows closed right now, otherwise we would lose everything we've got in the press box as well. So you mentioned with this, the way Davenport North has been attacking right now, Tyson Landmesser, you mentioned that you might want to score a few more goals right now. You'd be a little more comfortable with a 4-0 lead right now for the Hawks.
Yeah, that 2-0 lead, we've talked about it before. We talked about it last time you and I talked on air. There's a nice shot just off frame there by Austin Lundberg. One of the things, 2-0 lead just disappears so fast and goes away so fast. So having a little bit higher lead would be a good thing, especially with this wind. It does seem to be pushing more east than anything, but it does have that bit of south, out of the south feeling, so that south goal is going to be the easiest goal to defend. Speaking of that, while we were gone, we actually had a goalkeeper change for Davenport North.
Didn't see that back there. I was the one worried about getting all the stuff up, Ron. I'm glad you were paying attention to everything else going on. We have Carter back there right now.
Yeah, it's either Nicholas Carter or Alex Speth. Haven't actually been able to check the number fully, and we'll get you that when we know.
Run up the sideline here for the Hawks on the far side. Center in, up top. And I thought might have a chance for Ripley to knock the header in. Ripley got up in the air.
Ankeny just keeps coming in waves. That's the way they want to be, and they're doing a nice job of it, keeping the pressure on.
And it's Speth that is in there as the goalkeeper right now for Davenport North.
Hawk substitution. Number 1, Ty Neward.
Ty Neward checks into the game with a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution as the Hawks able to closely cycle through Ripley over to the far side. Try the give and go. They call it the give and go in soccer? Is that the...
Yep. Give and go, one-time touch. always a good play in every sport. Hopefully you lose a man as you go by him.
Hawks have done a really nice job possessing the ball here, controlled the ball for the majority of the first half, as we're now down to about 7.5 minutes to go here in the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, one of the things Ankeny's really trying to do this year is when they get possession of the ball on their side of the 50, they want to get as wide as possible. So their outside wing backs in that 5 formation, they get wide, they get their heels on the yellow line if possible.
Long free kick coming in all the way down. Ooh, they might have gone head-to-head down there with Ben O'Hora and Dylan Gloviak, I believe.
Yeah, this is Gloviak coming off an injury last year, so this is some of the first minutes that he's played this year. Haven't seen him in any of the games that I've watched up to this point. I didn't go to Cedar Rapids, but I think he just got cleared and he's good to go now. So
good to see him back out on the pitch. Lundberg sends things across. And they're going to try to set things up for a little run there for Sanderson.
Really noticed last night as Davenport was playing, they're very organized but not very fast. And Ankeny's speed seems to be bothering.
Oh, just missed there on the inside. Couple opportunities there for the Hawks.
Couple of good opportunities, and man, that ball comes out and bounces just a little bit, and you want to see it go through the goal, and you put it off the frame and put it over the top.
Neward's going to be replaying in that one in his head probably a few times. He won't get many better looks than that, but really nice play back in the goal as well, though, by Alex Speth.
Yep. Landmesser coming into the game now.
Well, hey, you might know a little something about him. Is this Toby's first time getting in this year as well?
No.
He's been a few times?
He's had a few minutes. This is probably the first kind of contested minutes that he's getting. But good that he's in. Proud Papa moment.
Yeah, as someone that's been over the last couple of years had a chance to see my kids go in and call games when they're in, it certainly brings a smile to your face when they come in the game. Got to see my kids do some really good things and sometimes some not so good things. Neward, the ball saved back there once again. Nice job by Speth. Not only my own kids, but seeing other kids that you've watched grow up so long. I know you've got that right now, too, with the soccer program and with volleyball as well. I mean, just a lot of kids that you've grown up either coaching or just watching them develop. You kind of take some pride when you see them do some things that you remember working with them at back when they were 4 or 5 years old.
I tell every one of my players, once you've played for me, you're a player for one of my players for life. And I will walk up to you in the middle of a restaurant or somewhere out in public, and I will talk to you, and I will make you say hello to me.
I always got a kick out of it, or the coaches that you've had for a long time, and I've been out of school now, high school, for 25 years, and the guys that coached me back then are still the ones that I only know them as coach, and it's funny to have clients of my own right now and very respected members of the community that I coached. I certainly treat that title with a lot of respect, and I'm very honored when they call me coach now, even 20 years after I started coaching them. So a lot of responsibility comes with coaching young men and women. You and I have done a lot of it at a lot of different levels. A lot of different sports, too.
Yeah.
I even coached soccer back in the day for a little while. That was a long time ago.
I don't think you're going to get me out there coaching a football game anytime soon. Although I might give it a try at some point.
Well, and I haven't done volleyball. I have officiated volleyball, but I have not coached volleyball, at least not in an official capacity. I feel like I've done a lot of coaching from home, but I've not done much from a official stance there like you.
Well, I know your better half has definitely fulfilled the Pollock requirements of coaching.
I think
volleyball.
She's on our 4th that she's coached now, so we're getting through that. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Long crosser over here down in front of us to Taut.
Yep, Brendan Taut.
And no foul whistled here. There's a lot of contact down on the edge. Neward hits the ground hard.
And then a bounce and roll there. Comes up a little bit gimpy, but looks like he'll continue on.
Neward, we've seen him show off his speed several times here today, We talk about the speed out here on the soccer pitch, and the Ankeny Hawks track team has some of the fastest sprinters right now, not only in the state of Iowa, but in the entire country. On the boys' side, it is just crazy the numbers that they are putting up in the 100 and the 200. Yep. Sickerson and crew, man, they just are burning up the track.
Was the stat I saw the third fastest national time in the distance medley?
Could be in that. I know in the 200 in the indoor season, I think a couple of the top 10 times in the 200 were Ankeny Hawks kids. And Sickerson, I believe, was it a 10.55? I think that he ran the other night in the 100. I mean, just crazy numbers. It's tough to coach that. Those are guys that you just let go and run. Davenport North on a little run out through as they try to get things through here to Alvarado, and Dockendorf comes up and makes the save here with 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Just noticed, I saw it earlier, we've got softball. Boy, that wind is blowing the balls out over there on the softball field on the far side. That is coming straight out to center field today for the games going on there. Welcome to spring in Iowa, where if it's not raining, you're going to see every field, every square inch of green space in the town of Ankeny is going to be used for some sort of sporting event. Big soccer tournament and softball tournament going on today up at Prairie Ridge when I drove by this morning.
We're going to get a card here, I think, or at least a talking to Newhart. You might have said something there as you walked past the referee.
I'm sure it will be a very stern talking to. In this win, you're not going to have a very easy time understanding anybody anyway.
No card, but definitely he's been warned, I'm sure.
I'm not sure he knows exactly what he did wrong, or at least disagrees with the official on that. As Alvarado pushes things up the far side, out of bounds, and it was tipped by the Wildcats, so it will go back to the Hawks. As we approach 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Ooh. Climbing.
Might have been a little aggressive on that tackle.
Yep. Just trying to get to the ball.
I think in your world they call that pass interference.
That would be a 15-yarder, but they're going to make him kick it here from the 40 anyway. The ball doesn't stay steady. Seen that already several times this year. A little run-out ball nearly goes over the top of Speth. Ball, that would have been one of the longest goals I've ever seen.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit much, and as a coach, that definitely gives you gray hair real early.
I did see a full-on goal kick end up as a goal last year in a game. That was, you can't go any further than that. As we've got an injury down on the field, hard hit. As they are going to send the trainer out. There's a very hard contact out there. Is that Alvarado?
That's Adi Ukai.
Okay. Looked like at number 3, but I couldn't see for sure.
5.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
I think he may have taken one in the chops there.
Yeah, he was playing defense. It was a spin move, and he took a shoulder. Nothing on purpose. He just happened to be in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
I think that actually, I'll correct myself. That was Lincoln Sanderson.
Sanderson, okay.
Bumped into him, maybe bumped him with the shoulder in the face.
So they, allow possession here to off the injury. I'm not sure how they handle this right now. Certainly can't give a free kick to Ankeny from this spot, although we'd appreciate it.
The referee did call the foul.
Oh, he did call foul. Okay.
On Ankeny. And,
okay.
I think he's cleaning up a little.
Okay.
Maybe a little blood right now, just kind of washing it off the field.
That pure spring water does a good job of killing the biohazard.
Yeah, that totally took care of it.
20 ounces of Nestle water. That does the trick every time, right?
Yeah.
Davenport North there. Guys are out there smiling with each other, having a good time as they watch the ball just kind of roll around in this wind.
Yeah, there for a second I thought the goalie was going to try to do the old football place kicker, hold the ball down for him.
Long kick there once again back to Speth. He's going to let it roll out the back end, and that should do it for the first half here. As a nice half for the Hawks.
Yep. both teams going to go in and get out of the wind, maybe we can run some commercials.
All right, we'll have a chance to do that now. I want to thank everybody for bearing with us through some technical difficulties here in the first half. But right now, the Hawks lead 2-0. We'll be back. This is the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for years now. They asked me to tell you about their special customer event, Us Days. Exclusive deals, like up to $1,200 for any new phone. So I said, if I'm going to be on TV, think I can get hair and makeup? And I even got a manicure, too.
Us Days at U.S. Cellular. Get up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Hi everybody, Danielle Seifert here, letting you know that I have the keys to your brand new home. I have been handing over keys to dream homes in the Des Moines Metro for 20 years. And with my team in Ankeny, we deliver an experience that's simple and stress-free. Sound advice, savvy negotiating, exceptional customer service, and the keys to living your best life are just the start of what you get when you are working with me and my team. Check out available properties at danielleseifert.com. Let's talk soon.
U.S. Cellular Prepaid lets you pick a plan that fits your needs. We don't deprioritize you like the other guys in their prepaid plans. With our great 5G network coverage that keeps you in the fast lane. Our 5G coverage is always along for the ride. Buy 1 month of service right now and get the second one free. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Hi everybody, Danielle Seifert here, letting you know that I have the keys to your brand new home. I have been handing over keys to dream homes in the Des Moines Metro for 20 years. And with my team in Ankeny, we deliver an experience that's simple and stress-free. Sound advice, savvy negotiating, exceptional customer service, and the keys to living your best life are just the start of what you get when you are working with me and my team. Check out available properties at danielleseifert.com. Let's talk soon.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for years now. They asked me to tell you about their special customer event, Us Days. Exclusive deals, like up to $1,200 for any new phone. So I said, if I'm going to be on TV, think I can get hair and makeup? And I even got a manicure, too.
Us Days at U.S. Cellular. Get up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone.
Welcome back to halftime here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team. Andy Pollack, Tyson Landmesser here on a windy, sun-drenched Saturday morning in Ankeny, Iowa, which is, normally beautiful this time of year, but we've got to deal with a wind this morning and all sorts of other challenges. But the Hawks certainly have handled everything very well so far here this morning. I feel like they played the wind very well.
Yeah, they really used that wind to their advantage. They kept the ball on the far side, away from our side of the field, which allows them to use that wind, especially for those crosses. Absolutely, that played into the first goal at 11 minutes with Andrew Loader. We went down on the east side of the field and brought it back across, and he got a nice heel kick on it and put it into the net. And then we just had a great play by Landon Benj, just a personal effort play with a kind of shot out of a cannon, as you said, at 13:34. Maintained control throughout the day, and right now they're sitting fairly comfortable, but we'll see how this changes when the Davenport gets the benefit of the win.
Yeah, they'll have a little opportunity here for this shortly. We are in the midst of a very busy spring sports season right now in Iowa. Anybody watching from out of state, we have track, we've got golf, we've got soccer, obviously. So, and obviously softball and baseball are not playing an official capacity, but they continue to play in a club capacity. So we've got all sorts of activities going on today. As you drive around Ankeny, you will see that. And we mentioned Centennial Prom tonight, Ankeny Hawks Prom here in 2 weeks. And RIP to my hair tonight, because I'm going to spend a lot of time on that this afternoon, and it will likely not look good after my daughter has us out getting pictures taken here tonight. But we've got a good soccer game going right now. The start of the soccer season for the Ankeny Hawk boys has really been a good one. There was a lot of questions coming into the season for production-wise of who we were going to look to for things, but certainly there's been some players that have stepped up.
Yeah, last year, didn't get a lot of the results that they wanted. They played a lot of games tough, but this year they've really seemed to embrace Coach Fuccio's mentality, and he's really challenged the boys to step up. I mean, one of the first things he did was he said, hey, if you're going to play varsity minutes, you're going to pass a fitness test. And that was a little different for the program. And some of the guys were like, hey, I don't know if I can do it. And, to their credit, they all stepped up, and the guys that are playing are doing that. I don't think anybody's really missing time because they didn't pass it. But, hey, we're going to be fit. We're going to outrun. And you can see the hustle today. We've seen a little bit deeper bench for the coach, which I think might have a little bit to do with the weather and the opponent. But, with the cold weather, you don't want to go deep into your bench because you just get your starters warm and in the lather, and then they get pulled out and they get cold, and that's not okay. So we'll see how that plays out with the second half here with the wind and the wind change and that kind of stuff. So.
Couple minutes still to go here at halftime. We'll be back with a second half kickoff right after this. This is the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
Hi everybody, Danielle Seifert here, letting you know that I have the keys to your brand new home. I have been handing over keys to dream homes in the Des Moines Metro for 20 years. And with my team in Ankeny, we deliver an experience that's simple and stress-free. Sound advice, savvy negotiating, exceptional customer service, and the keys to living your best life are just the start of what you get when you are working with me and my team. Check out available properties at danielleseifert.com. Let's talk soon.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for years now. They asked me to tell you about their special customer event, Us Days. Exclusive deals, like up to $1,200 for any new phone. So I said, if I'm going to be on TV, think I can get hair and makeup? And I even got a manicure, too.
Us Days at U.S. Cellular. Get up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats. Steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts. All raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
And we're back, getting set to start the second half here on the Ankeny Activities Network. As we'll switch sides here, the Hawks will be shooting on the right side of the screen, and with the sun a little bit higher, you can see the colors on the uniforms and see which team is which a little bit better now as well. What do you look for adjustments? What's a halftime locker room sound like in soccer? Everyone just kind of, it feels like a very, looking at it from our perspective, it looks like a very physical game, but it just seems like everybody's very cerebral about what goes on and very strategic about what goes on.
Right. So if I'm Davenport North, I'm talking to them, my guys, about maintaining possession, trying to string multiple kicks together, finding feet, which means making sure that when you pass it, you are getting it to the feet of your intended recipient. If I'm Ankeny, I don't change much. They came out here in their same starting lineup. I'm telling guys, hey, keep possession, keep moving the ball, side to side, get wide, and look for those getting narrow when you're getting into your third of into the offensive end.
Everybody going after the ball there in the middle of the field, but up the sideline, the Hawks go, pushing things across as they go into the middle. Benj, as they move things around there to Jimenez. Jimenez, I think, was expecting someone to come in and take the ball from him. It must be noon. I forgot. We got our noon whistles going. First Saturday of the month here in Ankeny, testing those right now. People from out of town, got to let them know that we still do that here. A lot of people wonder what's going on. That ball will go to, I'm not sure what the official was saying, what he was explaining there. Whatever it was very emphatic.
Found one of the sideline balls up. We've got a throw-in is what he's calling for.
And then the ball got a little miscommunication here. It's tough to hear each other out there on a day like today as the official is trying to let everybody know where they need to be, but he's also yelling from 20, 30 yards away.
Well, you add the wind and then the emergency sirens and that are just being tested, as we said earlier. It makes it really difficult to get that communication going.
Good idea here by North to send things on a long crosser, set things up on the far side, and knocked out of there. Good defense.
Good cover. Nice step in.
Right idea there. Just the execution became a little bit tough by the time Anthony recovered defensively. You got to get that ball almost like against a zone defense in basketball, right? You got to get that ball swung around pretty quick.
Don't know what the foul was there. I thought the Des Moines North or Davenport North player went to the ground on his own. Some sort of a push, maybe.
It's, as I watch more and more soccer, the officiating has got to just be so hard. There's so much stuff going on with just one guy really looking at it. I know the ARs can make calls as well, but man, you got one guy and you're so close to the action. Sometimes you want to be a little bit further away to have a little wider scope of how you view things. As a guy that hasn't watched much soccer up until about 3 years ago, that's one of probably the things that I noticed the most is the officiating in soccer has got to be one of the most difficult sports to do it in.
Well, you watch when you see the close-ups of these guys refereeing at a very high level, like World Cup level, that kind of stuff. They're just as fit as the players because they are moving just as much. And there is absolutely, just like any other sport, places that you're supposed to be as a referee. And of all the frustrations I have is when the referees aren't being in the position that they need to be in to make the calls. One
of my biggest gripes in sports as well, and you see there's a lot of them that are so good at it, and that's the one thing as an official that you can control, and you understand there's going to be bad calls, there's going to be things that go against you, that just happens, but yeah, that's one thing all the time, and that's one of the things I love most about volleyball, is when I'm officiating volleyball, I am always in position to make the call.
Yeah, especially if you're an up ref, you are where you're supposed to be. Obviously, the down ref gets a little bit more movement, and for some reason, volleyball has deemed that they're going to have their players do most of their officiating.
Yeah.
And, that's one of my pet peeves is when my team or even the teams that are reffing for us aren't paying attention on the lines. That's just craziness.
Yeah, that's I like the idea of having a work team, and I don't know how other sports work. I don't know if at lower levels of club soccer if they use a work team for that or not. I do almost wish though at as you look at club softball and club baseball, I think they're having this same issues right now getting officials out there, and I've been an official now for softball for several years, and I think that each team ought to supply a work group as well, and you have them cover the bases. You have one certified official do home plate, then have another one to cover the bases, and I think that would be a great. I know I've learned a lot by doing that. I've had to learn some rules, but I've also learned how to talk to umpires in a different way than what I did before.
Yeah, I think it'd be really good to, soccer doesn't do it. I think volleyball is the only unique one that I know of that does it. But, if you had soccer, especially at the lower levels or the club levels, having the kids work in the sidelines and doing the AR work, they'd have a better appreciation of why that, it's hard to stay in position and be in the right spot.
Ankeny trying to work things through as they go into the middle, and right there to catch. I didn't see who the goalkeeper is. We've seen a couple out there today. I think they have gone back to Nicholas Carter.
No.
Is that Speth still 0? That is 1-0 there. That's it. Yep. Little run out opportunity there for North as the wind caught everything. Now the Hawks going to try to keep things low and on the ground right now. Bring things through here. Ripley sets it into Jimenez. Jimenez going to try to put one out in front there for Loader to run it down.
Counterintuitively, the long ball when you're going into the wind actually is a good gives you a little bit more time to run into those balls. Sometimes when you're going with the wind, you kick a long ball, you kick a through ball, and that ball just gets away from you and runs out the back line, where now the wind will hold it up a little bit for you, so you can have that opportunity a little differently, a little better.
And this is another difference in a day game now as opposed to a night game, is a lot of times during the night we watch the wind die down throughout the course of the evening. That is certainly not happening right now.
No, I think we'd be seeing white caps on the lakes if we were out near a lake right at the moment. So.
We're not far from one.
No, Saylorville's probably pretty rough. I wouldn't want to be out there right at the moment.
It's that time of year. Is on my weekly trips to Grimes for various reasons. I'll see more and more boats in the marina as they start to bring those houseboats in as well. Kind of fun, means summertime's just around the corner. But then there's nights like last night where it feels like summertime is a long ways away yet.
Just a short week ago, we were sitting out here in 15-degree weather.
That actually feels like a long time ago right now. Here's a little look for the Hawks, pushing it ahead and couldn't quite connect in there with Benj. They go through again. Wahlberg tries to center it. He does, and right there, and there's a good chance there for the Hawks, and they can't quite get things through. Couple opportunities there. Good defense, actually, because Speth was on the ground, and he had left the net pretty empty.
Yeah, the offside defender for Davenport North came up big. He maintained himself. He just got wide and got big and kept his hands down, and that's exactly what you got to do.
North tries to push things ahead here quick on a throw-in. Thornburg has the ball, knocks it across over there to Nucci. Well, that wind has cooled things off. As soon as we lost the sun in our face, that cooled this press box off a bunch too. On the far side, Nucci controls it, sends it ahead. Try to get it to Thornburg. Jimenez. We talk about just how windy it is, but as a player, it's not only the aspect of how you play, but it dries you out. You don't get to sweat as much, and so it's not uncommon to see cramping in cold, windy weather. You mentioned, though, the depth that the Hawks have used on the bench today and throughout the season. That'll certainly pay dividends, and especially as it gets hotter in there, they try to connect ahead with Alvarado. Can't quite do it, and the Hawks will have a throw-in. Hawks trying to connect things ahead. There they go to Benj, and he's tripped up, and that'll be a free kick.
Kind of an unfortunate area there that his feet just got tangled up with the defender, and I don't think it was an intentional foul or a tactical foul is what we'd talk about, but it definitely worked out in their favor.
Jimenez trying to make a move in the middle of the field, clears a couple defenders, tries to sneak it through, but it's knocked out of there by Alalif. A lot of physicality up the sideline here, and the ball is going to go out of bounds to North.
We're going to get a push penalty here for the arm came up off the shoulder there a little bit, so he called Austin Lundberg for the foul there.
So Max Stahula will set this one up, kicks a moving ball. It started to blow right before he went up to take his free kick. Oh, that ball got knocked straight down, and wow. That ball started off on an angle towards the police station across the way and ended up in the bleachers in front of us.
Had a lot of spin.
A lot of spin, yeah. The spin certainly helped too.
But definitely getting up in that wind, it knocked it right down.
Lance Brock set to throw in here for the Wildcats. He was into Alvarado. It's out of bounds, and the Hawks will take it. Lundberg will take the throw in. Connects in there with Benj. Another high kick, and way out of bounds. Catches lane 8. And that bounces over the fence. Any high kick on this side is not going to stay in bounds. Benj.
See that ball back over at Southview Middle School.
So you have Benj, again, moves it to the far side. Trying to spread things out, pushes it ahead to Loader. Loader takes the shot and blocked over there, knocked out of there. I'm not sure it was on target anyway, but Speth made a great effort to corral that one in.
Benj had a nice little flick move to just jump it over the defender's foot. Loader had a bouncing ball with a lot of spin on it to have to try to get out of the air.
Jackson Roberts getting some touches right now for Ankeny. So he's trying to send that one across, but it's going to take a lot more than that to get the ball across the field today. So I know the football field part is 53 1/3. How much extra is the soccer lines adding to it to go across the field?
I think on the Ankeny side, I'm not 100% certain on it, but with the actual sidelines and the extra, it's another 25 yards wider across. Soccer fields are not prescribed set.
That's right.
They're available to be up to 120 yards and 72 yards wide. They can be narrower than that. In fact, in high school, when I actually played at Marshalltown High School on the football field, and we didn't have the extra field, didn't have the extra room. So we actually played on the 54 and a half or 53 yards or whatever it is for
53 1/3.
53 1/3. There we go. We also played on a crowned grass field.
Oh, sure. That's got to mess with soccer big time.
The ball would just run away from you when it went down on the other side. You'd be like, why is it going? So we're trying to figure out where the ball went out of bounds, and the
official wants them all the way back. Wow,
all the way back.
Lundberg got the no there from the official.
Yeah, I'm not certain it makes that much of a difference.
No, I'm not either.
Hey.
Lundberg going to cycle back through.
Ankeny's very confident on the ball, which is really good. I mean, being able to have that confidence in your feet, controlling the ball, and knowing that your teammates are going to be confident on the ball, it's always a positive.
A lot of physicality down there on the far side, but Loader takes it away, pushes it ahead. On the run out here, opportunity for the Hawks. It's bounced up through and is going to go wide to the right side.
The error was nice and stopped the ball. A lot of times they'll just let it go by them, but with this wind, again, we'd get all the way to Southview before anybody would catch up to it.
Well, it'll stop at Southview for sure, but that's also like 3 blocks across the parking lot right now. So that'll be a throw-in down there from the corner, and you might as well just bounce this one to your teammate. You're not going to get much behind it at all, and that's exactly what he does. So we're going to get some substitutions in here, or one substitution for Davenport North.
Davenport North's back line is quite a bit taller than their front line and their midfield. Quite a bit bigger physically. But otherwise, Ankeny really matches up well with the size from Davenport North. We played Pella, they seemed to be bigger at every position.
They sure did, yes.
Going to get another little please calm down speech. And we're back to game on.
All right. Everybody is, I'm sure, very calm right now after that talk. It's the time usually where I'd say something effective, just like when I tell my wife to calm down, it always works great.
Yeah,
right?
those are... For some reason, it's my daughter. When I tell her to calm down, that just seems to work really well.
I am calm.
Yeah.
This is Lundberg with the ball. Knocks it out on the side and taken out of there as Jimenez tried to make a run at it.
We got a bumped up ankle or maybe a little bit of a cramp here. Down on the near side, that's Javier Alvarado, sophomore for Davenport North.
Well, the clock is still running right now.
Now we got to stop.
There we go. It's tough because they can't necessarily see the. We're going to have a injury here. We'll take a quick break. Actually, no, they're going to get Alvarado up right after they called the trainer in. Alvarado pops right back up, and is the official going to let him stay? Or does he have to? Yeah, he's not going to stay. Not the way he's hobbling right now.
I think he's going to take his nice skipping across. And he and Grant will have a small talk and see if we can make sure that he's fully healthy and ready to go.
Malachi
Thornburg checks back in on another Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Lundberg ready to take the throw in here. But again, there's no advantage really to throwing in from this side of the field right now into that very stiff wind. Sets things back here. Woods. As they cycle around, change some angles, move around the defense a little bit. Good look on your little one touch. Couple of them.
Working on that overlap there.
As they try to distribute the ball, then the ball gets knocked up, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Hawks. In corner kicks in today's game brought to you by the Iowa Rush Soccer Club. Registrations are open now. Visit them at iowarush.com. They've got clinics and clubs, and they've got coaching clinics, player clinics, lessons for about every skill level possible, all the way from beginners all the way up through. I was just in there the other day as we sat and talked about the Rush alums that they've got in the pros right now. Various levels of professional soccer, so they always like to highlight those as well as another opportunity here for a corner kick.
corner kick.
Just missed that outswinger just a little bit there.
They go with a short kick this time, and North takes it away. That back line of the Hawks has pretty much been impenetrable this afternoon. not a whole lot of shots on Dockendorf. Certainly a very much appreciation from a young goalkeeper when he doesn't have to make too many plays.
Yeah, I was talking with Dockendorf's father and the other night, and he said the more bored that Jack is, the better off we are.
There we go, yes. Try to send things across through the middle, and it's knocked out of there once again. But right now, the Hawks are content just playing around and cycling the ball through on this half of the field, as they should be. No need to take too many chances right now, especially as this clock approaches the halfway point of the second half. Benj, little back foot, they push it ahead. As they go across, and just that push things back just a little bit more. Not able to convert.
Really needed that trailing player to be dropping through late, and they just were all a little bit forward of that line.
So now, got Davenport North pushing things through. A few times we've seen in this half that they've been able to play on their half of the field. I thought they started off strong, attacking and taking it down, but really we've seen the bulk of this game played on the Hawks half of the field.
Yeah, Ankeny with that 5-back line, with those two midfielders almost dropping back as wingbacks, tends to keep a very. We're really working hard at keeping an extra man back. So this is actually not Dockendorf. This is not. Ben Herwig is.
All right. So yeah, Herwig is checked into the game. They don't report substitutions to us like you do in some other sports. Especially when you're 60, 70 yards away, it's tough to tell who's in there until they have to make a play. But Herwig has the opportunity there, one of the few save opportunities there has been today. Now the Hawks running things up the far side. They go across the middle on sides, and nice job there by Speth to come out and make the save. As Benj was set to go, trying to get his second goal of the game.
I think Benj was hoping for some of that contact, maybe a little pull-down action. Referee deemed that he just got pulled down a little too easily. The defender definitely had a hand on him, but just make that referee make that call, and that's what they did, and he just didn't go our way.
Ripley cycles things back here through Roberts. Jackson Roberts in the game, one of those defenders on the back end that you talked about.
Just a solid back line. Really haven't seen much need for that recovery speed, but they've got it, and they're working hard to keep that ball up tight and keeping it up with the midfielders.
The wind is shaking our press box up here, and it has not died down at all throughout the course of this game. Right now, the Hawks killing some valuable clock. That ball looked like it was well on its way across the field, and it was Henry McMillan had to come a long ways to come get it. Now the Hawks trying to probe a little bit, work their way into the middle. Long shot taken, once again saved over on the far side by Speth.
Davenport's had subs standing up in the substitution zone for the last maybe 3 minutes, just waiting, trying to get in, and we just haven't had the stoppage of play to their side. Now Ankeny has one up too, so the next stoppage of play that we will get a substitution.
They try to get things ahead to Benj once again. Benj back to the middle, shoots it in the far corner, and that is wide to the right. And there's your substitutions brought to you by Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Dr. Stacy Munger and crew right down the street. Actually, you can see them right around the corner here, actually, from where we are on Ordnance. I know a lot of great, a lot of people love sending their pets there with the love they get at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Longtime supporters of what we've put together here on the Ankeny Activities Network and Central Iowa Sports Network, Centennial Digital. Lovers of high school sports, Stacy and Bo have done a great job in big parts of this community since they moved here about 10 years or so ago. Stacy was a college softball player, has a lot of 3 daughters that are very active in sports, so you see them at everything every weekend. And that ball got hung up
you had the in-swinger going, and with that wind hanging up, new goalkeeper just kept in it. Might have almost snuck in that corner, but it bounced and got the corner post.
Another goal kick set to be taken here. Knocked down by Lundberg. A couple more players starting to loosen up over on the Ankeny side. Might see some substitutions here late. As we approach 16 minutes here to go in the first half.
Second half.
Second half, excuse me. First game of the day. Only game of the day. At least at this venue. Hawks trying to push things through. They connect over here, pushing Ripley as they go through, and once again, Speth comes out to grab the ball. And actually, I think have they changed goalkeepers again? Yeah, they've gone to Carter now, Nicholas Carter.
Shepherd that one all the way out of the backside.
Thornburg tried to run it down, couldn't quite get there.
Hawk substitutions, number 4, Lincoln Sanderson, and number 7, Dylan Glebeck.
Lobiak and Sanderson coming in.
Another Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution.
Glebeck.
So this wind, I just try to keep from getting motion sick up here right now in the press box.
It's really
breezy.
It is
blowing hard out there. And right at us. That's the part that's different. We usually don't get that, but it is blowing right in our faces. So with 15 minutes to go in the second half, Hawks take that throw in. They're going to be, again, content to try to cycle things around on the back end. At what point does the strategy shift a little bit where you don't become in such a big rush really to score?
With that 2-0 lead, I always am looking for that next goal. I'm a default aggressive kind of guy, you know. You really are always trying to maintain your possession, work the ball back and forth. But you know, best defense is a good offense, and it's really tough to score when you're 100 yards away.
Certainly.
You know, we just keep pushing that ball toward the Davenport North goal. That'll be just fine with me.
As we look ahead for what the Hawks have coming up soccer-wise, Monday, boys, like you mentioned, at Johnston. Johnston, 4-0 to start the year. Their athletics programs are always so strong over there. But then you go to Norwalk. That'll be at Valley Stadium. Little fun over there at Valley. But you look at what this conference brings again this year, and again, just such a tough conference. And who are we looking at to be some of the better teams? I know last night Dowling beat Valley for the first time in 10 years as Jackson Teeling tries to get things rolling the right direction there for the Maroons. But who do you see as some of the best teams in the conference this year?
Well, Ankeny definitely has a claim there with some of the play that they've put on, but Valley, tough program. Dowling, like you said, just knocked them off. I do know that even with that Valley Invitational next weekend, Ankeny will see Millard West out of Omaha. So just even a little bit of different stuff there. And, you know, soccer's kind of an interesting sport in that some of the, you know, we saw with DCG, you know, that they can put together a pretty good team, and some of these smaller schools, you know, Norwalk could be tough.
Carlisle's on the schedule here in a few weeks, and they've never shied away from playing some of the bigger schools in soccer.
And you know, 2-2, 8 PK overtime with Pella. I mean, so, you know, it definitely the skills, you know, to get 11 on your side and get out on the pitch and put it there. Central Iowa's got a lot of tough teams. And we saw, I got to see Roosevelt in the preseason scrimmage. And they for a Des Moines team, actually looked like they had some tough skill players and some really good players there.
Oh, they tried to get things across and couldn't quite connect as they tried to get streaking through the inside. There was Sanderson, tried to connect with him and couldn't quite do it. And that 3-0 lead would have pretty much ended this thing, you feel like, right now.
Yeah, you really still feel the momentum's sitting squarely on Ankeny's shoulders. And, I think Davenport would get a little excited if they could break through here. But, Ankeny's holding possession, and Cal gets a good shot.
Another chance there. A couple saves right in a row. Nice job.
Just don't hit the goalie, and it goes in. But nice work on the goalie's part, keeping his balance and getting his hands up and not giving up the second rebound.
And the Hawks have had some opportunities today to really open this thing up. But obviously, defense, they always say in every sport, defense travels with you everywhere you go. And on a day like today where they've had those opportunities offensively, this 2-0 lead sure feels like a lot more right now because of the defense they've been playing.
Puck substitution, number 15, Tyler Woods.
Tyler Woods checks back in as Jackson Roberts will have a seat.
Coach Fuccio keeping his veteran lineup there in the back row right now. Got three guys that he really trusts and knows well and knows that they'll play it well.
And that's where it becomes so important right now with that 2-0 lead of guys that can step up and keep the pressure off your young goalkeepers right now. There's a run up on the side.
Yeah, the concern I'd have at this point in the game is that fluky goal, the weird bounce that one of the forwards for Davenport North gets a little bit of a hold of, and it just gets caught up in the wind, bounces over Ben Herwig's head or something like that, and now all of a sudden it's a 1-2 game, and you're now caught on your back foot, and that's not where you want to be.
More bodies come in for Ankeny. That is Loader checks back into the game. He's got one of the goals today.
Wildcat substitution, number 4.
A fun little, what do you call it, back foot?
Yeah, heel kick.
Heel kick, there we go.
Dropped it with his heel. A little stomp action and just heeled it right into the goal. Really a nifty little play.
Here's those long kicks that you said you get a little nervous of right now but again, really tough to score from 120 yards away as they've got Wahlberg up the far side. Sneaking it through, that is Sanderson.
Wahlberg and Jack Krosky. Jack made a really nice run off the ball. That's one of the things that when you start to watch a lot of soccer, it's the playing without the ball that becomes so important.
Little keep away going on here as they bring it all the way over here to Tyler Woods. Nice possession there on the inside.
Oh, Wahlberg had the idea. He had Loader open, and he thought he looked for him, and Davenport guy just stepped right in between them, unfortunately.
Wind just keeps whipping and whipping and whipping. Again, going to send things over here to Woods once again. Under 10 to go in this one on this sunny, windy Saturday morning. They said it's going to get up to 65 degrees today. I'll believe it when I see it, but certainly not going to feel that way with the wind whipping around the way it is.
It's a long ball that's going to find its way out of bounds. Herwig will shepherd it out.
No rush to go get it.
And for the first time all day, the ball boy's right there.
He found he's in the right spot.
The ball boys have been doing a great job. It's really tough with this wind. Those balls aren't stopping any time until they get to the fences.
I just heard some of those, you got to throw that ball back into the wind right now, too, as they throw it in.
You got.
So for one of the few times in the second half, we're down on the Wildcat end. We'll battle for the ball in front of us.
I don't know if that was Woods on the throw-in because I can't see, but whoever it was, they got a good whip on that ball. That was a long thrown ball into the wind.
North trying to mount a little comeback here towards the end of the game. Trying to work things through the middle. Nice job there knocking it out. Krosky back there playing defense, pushes it ahead. Opportunity here for the Hawks, pushing it ahead, Sanderson, and they get a little bit too wide on things.
Good work by Brendan Top to force the Davenport North player to play the ball out of bounds.
Again, taking more time off the clock, now down to 7 minutes. Davenport North 1-1 on the year. They had a win last week, and last night played Southeast Polk, battled them. Southeast Polk 6-0 right now on the season, battled them to a tie, a draw through regulation. Lost 3-2 in overtime. So
overtime with golden goal in the second overtime period.
Southeast Polk off to an outstanding start here in 2024.
Hawks haven't had the opportunity to be at their new facility, but man, that looked beautiful on TV.
It's very much in the same vein as Johnston and Waukee Northwest. You feel it's a very similar setup. I would imagine probably same architect in that vein there, but yeah, very, very beautiful field, beautiful setup, and when they start filling that thing in as Southeast Polk gets bigger and bigger, the crowds are going to sound really loud over there, and they've certainly had the teams to impress to put in there as well with what they've had for football the last couple seasons. Well, more than that, but the last couple in particular, the couple state titles in a row. And nothing down there in the corner, so there will be a goal kick.
Miller felt he got fouled there. I think he may have gotten clipped a little bit, but down he goes.
Into the hot lineup.
So situational officiating in soccer, much like other sports where you're thinking towards the end of the game, not going to take the time to make that call, or it was brought up in a stream we did last week, and not with you, but with Kenzie Langstrat. She mentioned, at this stage of the game, you're not going to call that. Is that something like other sports?
Especially when you're in, I would have forced a PK. There wasn't anything malice. There was no malice or intention there that made you think that was a bad foul. I think at this point in the game, everybody's just trying to get out of the pitch and get out of here in one piece, kind of thing. Finish it up right, but we're not looking to make the referee the show at this point in the game.
Of course, situational officiating, a big topic in the world of sports after last night's Iowa-UConn game. I watched it, and then I'm in agreement that that's a big call to make at that time. But I'm about as anti-Hawkeye as you can be, and I think you've got to make that call. It affects the play, and that's the whole point of officiating. Is if something gets done that you can't do and it affects the play, you have to call it. I think you have to call that in that situation.
From the little bit I watched of it, and I'm not a basketball expert by any means. I think you're absolutely correct, and I saw a side by side of a no call earlier in the game. You said earlier that soccer officials had a tough job, but I think it's basketball officials are one of the toughest jobs out there. So the only thing worse is being in a hockey AR where you have to actually get into the fights.
I think with basketball, too, it happens on different planes. I mean, you've got a lot of things happening above your eye level with a lot of those guys, and that's what the heart, and even at the feet, too. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize that makes officiating basketball so difficult as well, because you could be looking at the feet and also have to see what's going on up around the hands or even up around the rim.
Michael Sage getting a few minutes here at right back, marking his guy tough. That's another young man that I've coached along with Tobias Landmesser, and so one of those things where I'm real proud to see that, and we're getting some guys in that can get some good minutes here and can grow the program for the future too.
Big swing taken there as Hawks going to have to retreat. Goviak goes back, thinks about going back to get it, and decides that might be better to let the goalkeeper take it. Herwig's back there right now, correct?
Yeah. Herwig was making sure that it didn't get any kind of bounce or anything silly out in front of him. It kind of caught him on the foot and then bounced in front of him. So not quite the play that he wanted, but definitely used his body to shield it and made sure that the ball wasn't going anywhere that he didn't want it to go.
Stolmeyer tries to make a play down here in front of us as North changes things around. getting a little condensed there in the middle of the field. Swings it back out here to Alvarado. Back to Stolmeyer. Now they push it down. Landon Quinn. Quinn on the run. It's knocked out of there, and I believe that'll be a corner kick. I think it was off of Woods. Another corner kick brought to you by the Iowa Rush Soccer Club.
Into the Davenport lineup, number 15.
As now we are at the 2-minute mark.
Another one of those young men that I've watched with Iowa Rush is Camden Ganal, number 23. He's getting in. It's the second time he's seen some action this year, playing in that midfield area.
Wildcat corner kick.
So the Wildcats will take that corner kick, and that ball gets about halfway to the goal. That just hung up there and went straight back in the face of Alvarado.
I don't know if Alvarado would have kicked that to the 50 if it would have gotten back to the goal. That ball just hung up.
It's so hard because you're trying to make something happen right now down 2-0, but there's not enough foot into this 30-mile-an-hour plus wind. Trying to run things out here are the Hawks. Back to the middle.
Good possession there.
And it looks like the Hawks will be able to work things out here. Pick up another win here early on in the season, non-conference win. It's one thing the CIML, when the Iowa Conference or the Iowa Alliance Conference became a thing 2 years ago, and the CIML lost so many teams, it became very difficult to find non-conference teams as they cycle things back through Herwig. But so important to be able to get teams like Davenport North on the calendar and the Carlisles and Norwalks, because a lot of those teams don't want to play some of your bigger physical teams here. So great job by North coming over this weekend and playing Southeast Polk, and they're going to walk away with a couple losses, but you got to feel like North has learned something from a couple very close losses this weekend.
10, 9,
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the you either win or you learn, and if you can learn from these losses and see where your side can get better, that's always a good positive thing. So good win here today for the Hawks, and Andy, always a pleasure to sit and chat with you, whether it's over this or over anything else. So I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yep, appreciate you being up here again tonight, Tyson, or I should say this morning. Yes, we get to have the opportunity to watch the Hawks get another win on this young season. Our next stream here on the Ankeny Activities Network will be on Tuesday night as the Hawk girls will take on Johnston. I want to thank everybody for watching this morning. Thank all our sponsors for getting us on the air. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. This has been another production, another Hawk victory here on the Ankeny Activities Network, built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate Team.
Hi everybody, Danielle Seifert here, letting you know that I have the keys to your brand new home. I have been handing over keys to dream homes in the Des Moines Metro for 20 years. And with my team in Ankeny, we deliver an experience that's simple and stress-free. Sound advice, savvy negotiating, exceptional customer service, and the keys to living your best life are just the start of what you get when you are working with me and my team. Check out available properties at danielleseifert.com. Let's talk soon.